Welcome back to a special live edition of QC Life. Inter Milan and Fluminense are playing right now, right as we speak, in this final matchup of the FIFA Club World Cup here in Charlotte. Of course, the tournament ends in mid-July in New York. Well, one of those teams, Inter Milan, or should I say Internazionale de Milan, is of course from Italy. And if we're talking about Italian soccer, we got to talk about Italian wine. And that's why I'm joined by Mercury Arteaga of Fahrenheit here in the Queen City. And Italian wine is something that is a staple in my house, but it's so great to learn about the different types of Italian wines. You're a sommelier level 1, so you know what you're talking about when it comes to Italian wines. Tell us a little bit about what you guys have at Fahrenheit when it comes to that selection.
So for Italian wines, we have 6 options, and I brought all 6 for you to enjoy today. And we're going to start from the most refreshing to a little bit more bold towards the end.
Perfect. So for the most refreshing on a hot day like today, you got to start with a little bit of La Marca Prosecco. Look, this is a staple in my house as well. Tell me a little bit about La Marca.
Crisp, light, and refreshing, La Marca Prosecco, or just Prosecco overall, is Italy's answer to champagne. This particular one has notes of green apple, white peach, and lemon zest, so it's perfect for warm patio days.
Warm patio days or outside of the stadium during a FIFA Club World Cup game. Perfect. While you pour that one up, I'll take a sip. Hold on. Tastes like brunch. That's what's happening here on QC Life. Next up, look, it's a hot day. We talked about hot and heat and weather. White wines, Italian white wines. Tell me about how they combat the heat as well.
Italian wines are some of the best wines in my opinion because they're crisp, they're delicious and refreshing. The one I just poured you is a Pinot Grigio, and it's a dry wine, meaning that it's not sweet. So it's perfect to pair with really hot summer days, but also with salads like our prosciutto burrata salad from Fahrenheit.
Prosciutto, yeah, that's what I'm missing. I'm missing a prosciutto burrata salad. That's fantastic. Look, just like you look at some different type of pasta dishes when we look at Italian food. I know me in my house, a staple probably every other week is pasta puttanesca. That is something that my children love, my wife loves, and the best part about it is that my wife loves a great glass of red wine to go along with it. Tell me about this red wine that you guys have at Fahrenheit.
So we have an Italian Pinot Noir, which a lot of people are well aware of the Italian wines other than Pinot Noir. So an Italian Pinot Noir is very earthy with notes of sweet tart cherries and also maybe a little bit of licorice. This kind of wine pairs perfectly with our mushroom pizza because of the earthiness. It really makes the mushrooms and the rosemary and the goat cheese stand out.
It really does. It's amazing the way, even on a hot day, I'll take a red wine. I have a quick question on the Chianti Classico. Let's look at this one right here because a lot of people will see these Chiantis and they'll see specifically these labels on the bottles. Tell me about where the Chianti Classico comes from in Italy and why they're so special.
Chianti Classico comes from the region of Tuscany, and it's very special because it is the most classic Tuscan wine. Chianti is honestly made for food. It's made to pair with it, it's made to enjoy, so it goes really well with tomato-based dishes or pizzas or even grilled meats.
Fantastic. I want to go ahead and put your information up on the screen so people know more about Fahrenheit and not only the great Italian wine selection that you guys have, but also the food. For folks out here that are enjoying the soccer game, or maybe they just moved to Charlotte, given that we have 125 people move in every day, tell me a little bit about where Fahrenheit is located and what the vibe is when people go out there and have an Italian wine, or maybe even have a meal as well.
Of course. So Fahrenheit is located on the 21st floor of the same building as the Hyatt Place Hotel, but we're not affiliated. Reservations are recommended but never required, and we do not reserve outside tables, simply because the weather in Charlotte is unpredictable, but you're always more than welcome to step outside at any time after your meal.
What we do know is that you guys carry a great selection of Italian red wines, white wines, and even some bubbly in La Marca. If you were to tell me out here, of all the red wines out there, why do they kind of separate themselves from maybe some Portuguese wines or maybe even some American Napa Valley type wines?
Italy takes pride in every sense of the word when it comes to creating their wines. For example, the Barolo is known as the king of wines because it's made from a noble grape called Nebbiolo, and it's attached to a lot of Italian royalty. This kind of wine needs to be decanted, and I recommend decanting it for about an hour before serving it, and it goes perfectly with our short rib entree that's created by Chef Rocco Whalen.
Listen, it's all about having your wine and having it done right. Decanters are key for red wines, and listen, we're talking about bubbly, we're talking about white wine, we're talking about red Italian wine. It's always a great place to check out Fahrenheit. Mercury, thank you for explaining all of this to me. And as the party gets going inside the stadium with Inter Milan and Fluminense, the party, Jana, the party's just getting started out here too.